There is only one caste, the caste of humanity. There is only one religion, the religion of love. There is only one language, the language of the heart. There is only one God. He is omnipresent. And the way to attain this all-powerful, this all-pervading God, as Baba says, by sincerely practicing the principles, love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. Swami says, start the day with love, fill the day with love, spend the day with love, end the day with love. The path to 100 has begun. Join us as we revisit Swami's journey from Satya to Sai, Yadon Ka Safar, a journey down memory lane, celebrating 99 years of Satya Sai.
मानस भजरे गुरु चरणम दुस्तर भव सागर तरंग.
Having polished the mirror of my mind with the dust of the Guru's lotus feet, knowing that this body of ours lacks intelligence, we recall you, O Sai. Grant us strength, wit, and wisdom, thus relieving us of all sorrows and shortcomings. We offer a million salutations to you, O Lord Sai, our protector. Sairam, brothers and sisters, and thank you for joining us today as we observe the most auspicious occasion of Guru Poornima. My name is Vermala Balkaran, and I'm joined today together with some Sai young adults of Trinidad and Tobago, and today we are going to revisit Swami's journey from being that young lad, Satya Narayana Raju, to eventually revealing to be whom we know today as Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. A very special welcome to Brother Navin Ramprasad, Sister Yogita Singh, and Brother Vishal Pandit.
Sairam. Sairam, everyone.
Sairam.
The Guru is considered equal to God because the Guru leads one to God. How fortunate are we that when most people consider Guru as God, we have been blessed to consider God as our Guru.
So, who is Sai Baba? I mean, for example, many times persons have inquired on us, who is Sai Baba? Who is Swami? And who is he to me? If I have to answer this question, who is Sai Baba? What is he not? He's the embodiment of the divine love and compassion. Swami is everything. He's my guru, my parent, my guardian, my best friend, my inspiration, my comforter and counselor. Everything, when I mean everything. I was blessed to have been born into Sai, and I would not have it any other way.
I was actually asked that question when I was much younger, and my response was, Swami's my partner. Now, being older now, I could probably verbalize it differently. But the essence of it remains the same, right? Swami is my best friend. He is the one that knows everything about me. And I still believe showers me with abundant love. Through my journey with Swami and my experiences, he really is my compass, illuminating my path with grace, love, bliss, as I'm sure you all experience as well.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And that's so true. Our experiences are really somewhat similar if you think about it. I was born into Sai. I only knew Sai. So even growing up, I would go to school and I have my friends. They're either Christian, Hindu, Muslim, and then there was me, who was Sai. And and when I speak with others, they would be like, so I know I'm going to temple. I know I'm a Hindu. I know I'm going to a Presbyterian school. So I know the Christian prayers. I have Muslim families, and I'm exposed to it all. But to me, it was just one God. There's one God who's Sai, and he encompassed all these religions. It was somewhat, I would say now, looking back at it, a blessing.
Yeah. I've asked myself that question a million times, like, who is Baba to me? And I've tried to answer this a million times. And I could never find the words except Swami is the air that I breathe.
Yes.
He's everything. He's the reason that I wake up every morning, the force that pushes me throughout the day, the reason I go to sleep at night knowing that there is a God, there is a greater being taking care of me, my family, my home, and every single thing. And especially in today's society, Swami just takes care of everything, especially when you feel any sort of anxiety towards anything happening. You just say, God, it's in your hands, and Swami has it. Yeah,
Yes.
Swami has it. Swami is the air all around us.
So for me, Yogita is a slightly bit opposite to your experience, where as you got older, you were able to put it into words. I don't want to say my age, but I am a little bit older, and I am still unable to fully answer that question as to who is Baba. To me, it's not so much of a person, but more of an experience.
Yes.
And I feel like it's hard to put that experience into words. As Vermala would have said, it's like the air you breathe, it's everything around you. And I feel that way about Swami because as a young person growing up, I grew up in a basically Hindu home, and we were exposed to Swami from the moment of my birth. I would have seen, pictures of him on the altar, etc. But as I got older and really starting to experience the love and learn about his teachings was really when I was able to experience who Swami is. And for me, it's not something that is easily put into words. You know, I don't know if I can, but from what each and every one of you guys said, I definitely can take a little bit of that. You know, he is someone I go to when I have troubles. He is someone I go to when I have joys. And he is, you know, just that person that I can relate to on a day-to-day basis, such as like a friend. Yeah. So I can take a little bit of what each and every one of you guys said as to who Swami is to me, you know. And on this occasion of Guru Poornima, that's what we're here about. That's what discussion is about. He is also a teacher. And I think today we're going to talk a lot about his teachings, what we've experienced, what we've learned from Swami, and these teachings that makes him the eternal Guru, you know. Swami said early on in his mission that he has come to light the lamp of love in our hearts, to see that it shines day by day with added luster. He has not come on behalf of any exclusive religion. So like what Navin was mentioning previously with regards to growing up in a very multicultural, multifaceted home, you know, that's exactly who and what Swami is all about. He also continues, he has not come on any mission of publicity for any sect, creed, or cause, nor has he come to collect followers for any doctrine. He has no plan to attract disciples or devotees into his fold or into any fold. He has come to tell us of this unitary faith, this spiritual principle, that path of love, this virtue of love, this duty of love, and this obligation to love. So a lot of what I think you guys said was encompassed in this one quote.
Vishal, I think that's a great place for us to actually, start our conversation today, to delve a little deeper into this declaration made by Swami. We have with us Brother Sundar Iyer, who was part of the first group of students to join Swami's Institute of Higher Learning in Puttaparthi in 1979. As with all students of those times, he has had innumerable occasions to be close to Swami and to learn from him, from his direct divine presence. He has had the special privilege of being one of Swami's personal attendants for several years during his student days. After completing a bachelor's degree in commerce and a doctorate degree in banking and finance, he taught in Swami's university until 1994. Loving Sairams to you, Sundarji, and thank you for joining us today.
Hello, and Sairam from USA. Thank you so much for having me on your wonderful program. I'm delighted, I'm honored, and it's so good to be back talking to young adults and devotees of Trinidad. I hope to be there soon, but let's see how that goes. Thank you again for having me. Sairam.
Sairam, Brother Sundar. We have embarked on a journey where we are trying to revisit Swami's journey from Satya to Sai. We formally welcome you to Yadu Ka Safar, a journey down memory lane. As we start off today's program, we would like to invite you to share some thoughts with us. We began chatting and a question came up of who is Sai Baba? And what came to mind was Swami's declaration where he said that he has come to light the lamp of love in our hearts. Can you share with us how would you answer this question of who is Sai Baba?
Sairam again, and thank you for that lovely introduction. When somebody says nice things about you and reminds you of your golden past, such as like the ones we had with Bhagwan Baba, you don't want somebody to stop. So I wish your introduction kept on going. But nevertheless, it's indeed an honor to be part of any offering to the Guru on Guru Poornima, occasion of Guru Poornima, where we open ourselves completely, unconditionally to the teachings of the Guru. And this theme that you all have chosen, the theme on love and how Swami's message of coming to light the lamp of love and how that has grown day by day in the hearts of devotees, in the way the movement has really spread, the movement of love, acceptance, and oneness is incredible. So, if I were to share a few words, let me see how that goes. The way I understand this particular message now, having been exposed to Swami's teachings for over 4 decades, and having allowed such powerful teachings, such as the one in this quote, I have come to light the lamp of love so that it shines with added luster day by day. So, this kind of transformation that has helped me in my life, when I look back, I can only attribute it to some of these powerful teachings of Swami, and that is the way he encompassed all values under the umbrella of love. Now, if somebody were to ask you, what is the essence of Sai Baba's teachings? We say what? We say the 5 values like Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and Ahimsa. Truth, right action, peace, love, and non-violence. Now, these were his signature, this was his signature message, the human values. It is the essence of the Upanishads, it is the essence of the Vedanta, it is the essence of Yoga Sutras, it is the essence of everything spiritual, essence of every single religion, right? So he encompassed that beautifully in the form of these 5 values. Sorry if my camera is shaking. I'm out in the park. I'm actually getting ready to go for my long run. So I thought I'll do this, squeeze this in between so that your program will go on continuously. So bear with me, please. But this is a moment for that deep introspection. How is all of these, even though he mentioned the word love, but all of these human values, truth, right action, peace, love, non-violence, are all under the umbrella of this light of love that Swami came to light in our hearts. And he is doing that every moment of every day, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. The snowball effect has already started. And in the years to come, generations to come, the world will see the light of love growing in its full glorious luster. And we'll all come back in another birth to come and witness that glory, right? So, how is that? Truth, Swami would say, truth is also love. When truth is in action, when truth is in words, for example, when you speak truth out of love, that is love, expressing itself as truth, but that's love. When you act out of love and follow your heart's calling, that is right action, and that is out of love. So love in action is dharma. Love in spoken words is truth. Love in action is dharma. Love in thoughts is peace, he would say. Shanti. And love as emotion, as feelings, is love. And finally, love as ahimsa, as non-violence, as the very sign of your character, of virtue. That is non-violence, where there is really no hatred to somebody, no idea of division that he is this and I am that, he belongs to this and I belong to this, or she belongs there and I belong. The moment we decide to divide ourselves, to break ourselves, I think we cause ahimsa or violence. Believe it or not, that is the truth. We cannot go around it, we cannot beat around the bush and justify. The fact that you and I are justifying any action that has caused divisions is because in our hearts, in our family, in our thoughts and mind, words and deeds, then we are trying to justify violence. In the last 4 or 5 days, and I'm going to make a separate video about this, I know we don't have time to go into details here. Baba has been influencing me with a very beautiful set of thoughts, string of thoughts, because I was thinking so many years and so many decades, every year we worship you on this day as our divine Guru. And therefore, what is it that I can offer you this year? And then he gave me a very beautiful poem. I'll share that, like I said, in a separate video. But that poem is this, the idea of encompassing the 5 values. This is the Guru who gave us the 5 values under this umbrella of love. So, Satya or truth, which is love as we speak, love as we share. We don't hurt somebody with our words. We correct somebody, like a parent has to correct a child, and that's normal. That's part of love. Swami used to use harsh words to us, to me in particular. I can speak for myself. And that is out of love. It is not because he did not like me, because he wanted the best for me. He chided me many a time and brought me back to where I should be at that moment in my spiritual path. Satyena yaha swatantram dadati. This was the line that came to me. He who through truth, he brought truth into my life and set me free. Out of that love, when Swami says, I've come to light the lamp of love, always remember that he shares the highest wisdom with you. So what is the truth that set me free? Or is setting you free? Aham Brahmasmi. Yetat Pradati. He imparted the highest teaching, Aham Brahmasmi. The God whom I seek is the God I truly am. Not Sundar, but the one that is playing the role as Sundar. There is somebody playing a role as you. That someone inside you is the God. So don't seek God outside, seek Him within. And you will find that the real you is the Brahman. For someone who shared that so beautifully, so lovingly, it can only be Swami. In simple words, through stories, through parables, he shared the highest truth with us all, not out of some scholarly exposition. None of his discourses are ever a scholarly exposition, but a very heart-to-heart talk. And therefore, he shared truth with us. This truth has to find expressions in our lives. The highest truth that God is within, that has to find expressions through our words, through our thoughts, through our deeds. And therefore, love cannot be outside the scope of truth or is not different from truth. Truth is very much a part of this divine power of love. Then comes Dharma. He set us free in Dharma too. Swatantram. And that is the beauty of Dharma is what kind of Dharma, right? Right action. But my right action may not be right action for you. A right action for a woman may not be a right action for a man. A right action for a child may not be a right action for an adult, correct? So right action, this idea of righteousness, dharma, is very personal. It is based on your culture, on your upbringing, on the career you have chosen, on the path you are on. As a warrior, your dharma is different. As a priest, your dharma is different. As a young boy studying, your dharma is different. As a person engaged in providing for his family, your dharma is different. Swadharma, self-dharma. What is my dharma is the question we need to ask. What is my sense of righteousness? We need to ask. And then write your sense of righteousness down and begin to live by that. So he freed me, teaching to follow my dharma. What is my inner call? That is what Swami taught me. And I share this as I and my story is only because that's the only way I can relate to Swami's teachings, to Bhagavan Baba's teachings. Many, many years ago when I was 17 years old, I guess I answered a call because I was strongly drawn towards Swami. I believe my parents told me once, and I guess I've not shared this before, but when I was in my 5th grade, I believe somebody wanted to go to Puttaparthi, and they came home and they just mentioned they want to go to Puttaparthi, and for some reason I threw up a tantrum saying I want to go with them. And of course my parents, and they were all not devotees of Baba, and they said, no, you cannot go to Puttaparthi, and I believe I threw a tantrum. So somewhere within me there was this call to go, and it finally found a fruition. I didn't know it was my Swadharma, I didn't know it was my inner call at that time, no. But when I left Puttaparthi, I followed an inner call, although I didn't know, it wasn't clear. Why am I sharing this? Is because sometimes things are not clear. but there is a drive, a passion, a pull in your life, pulling you towards something. Listen to that call. That is your inner spirit driving you in a particular direction, although the path may not be clear. So it wasn't clear what I'm going to do out of Puttaparthi, but I answered that call. Finally, when Baba took Samadhi in 2011, the call became very clear, crystal clear. And everything that I had done previously appeared to be a preparation to answer this particular call. So it is never wasted when you follow your inner call. Swadharma, Margam, Avamuktavan Ma. He freed me by helping me follow my inner call. It's been 12 years since I gave up my job and all of that. And all I'm doing is spreading this message of love, peace, right action, through holistic wellness, through self-realization, things which really, really matter to the spirit and the soul in our journey across eternity. Shanti, peace, Samatvam Yoga Muchyate. Swami has taken this essence of Gita and shared with us on many occasions. Equanimity is what brings you peace. In the light of Satya, which is I am God, in the light of following your inner call, what will result? You will have peace of mind because you're doing what you're meant to do. You will be happy. You're not using what you're doing as a means to get somewhere. What you're doing because you like it, that is it. That is complete in itself. And therefore that brings deep peace in your heart. And that peace, my dear brothers, and I'm sure many of you have tasted that peace when you truly answer your inner call. That peace will reflect in your heart, in your mind, in your words, in your very action, in your body language or mind language, however you want to call it. It will reflect in an expression of love. Love in thoughts is peace. And thus, through this lesson of Shanti, he enriched me. People ask me, what was the real benefit that you got by staying in Swami's fold, in Baba's fold? And I say, the greatest benefit is this unshakable peace within, a knowing that I am connected to the divine. And that peace is priceless. And therefore, he gave me the greatest wealth of peace. And love. What kind of love did Swami shower on all of us? Niswartha premena priyatavan mam. He showered niswartha. Swartha means selfish. Niswartha means selfless love. There was no expectation in his love. There was no agenda in his love. Like if I do this to him, he is going to do that back for me. He loved because it was his nature to love. Period. Whether somebody criticized him, whether people were against him, whether for 10 devotees that came to him, there were 1,000 non-devotees cribbing about Sai Baba or criticizing him, it did not affect him. Why? Because his nature was to love. So you and I need to ask ourselves, when you say, how can I love somebody who hurts me? That's a common question I get. How can I love somebody who hurts me? Well, what is your true nature? If your true nature is to love, you don't stop that just because somebody hurt you. That doesn't change your true nature. If you allow somebody to change your true nature, then that is probably not your nature yet. How do I make that as my true nature? Is a question you and I have to ask, because Swami said love is inherent in all of us. We love our children, don't we? We love our parents, don't we? We love our friends, don't we? We love something in life, right? A gadget in your hand, your phone, there is something you love, there is something you're attached to. All these are signs that there are seeds of love waiting to sprout. So I can expand that little love into more all-encompassing love, accepting everyone and everything. And in that love, I will correct people. I will do my duty. I will carry on. If I'm a warrior, I will carry on my war like Arjuna did. But the point here is it is out of love. Niswartha prema. A love that is unconditional, a love that has no agenda. This was the love I tasted for the very first time with Swami, and this is the love I continue to taste from him every day of my life. This is the love I'm learning to incorporate as I speak. There is no end to this learning. And it's a divine learning. It's a very enriching and empowering learning. And finally, so we did prema and then finally ahimsa. Ahimsa is where you begin to respect yourself first. You treat yourself first with great respect. And that self-respect that you have, that self-confidence that you have, that idea of perseverance with focus and determination, with faith, that will reflect itself in respecting others, accommodating others, not judging others and pushing somebody else away because they belong to some other organization or some other religion or some other creed. It's ridiculous. You can never be spiritual if you are bringing barriers, period. Know that. Shraddhatma Vishwasa Shikshayati Mam Kshama Daya Shaktim Pradarshayati Mam. He taught me, Shraddha means perseverance with faith. Atma Vishwas, self-confidence. You know, when Bhagavan Baba told us in 81, who wants to graduate from my university? The college was only 2 years old. A college was 2 years old. How can that become an university? There were so many things that has to fall in place, right? But he made it happen, long story short. He made it happen. How does that come? A boy who dropped out of school in his 8th grade, at that moment I saw Swami, that's what I saw him. He invited into his room 27 odd vice chancellors, highly decorated educationists of India into his room to speak to them about what? About making his 3 little colleges into a university. Where does that confidence come from? I often ask myself. If you and I are to speak in public or speak to somebody, we get little butterflies in our stomach and we are like a little nervous before saying something. Am I saying the right thing? Will I say the right thing? And so on and so forth. But here he was, with little or no education as you and I understand it. He calls in the most so-called educated people and gave them a vision of what true education is. And guess what? They bought it. They bought his vision, and we have a Satya Sai University that is proud to have had so many thousands of people who have graduated from its portals as of today. Thousands, more than 30, 40,000 people have already graduated. The beauty of that is self-confidence. He taught us that. He demonstrated that to us. That demonstrated the power of forgiveness. It demonstrated the power of compassion and kindness. That was what Swami's greatest gifts were. How did all of that happen? That happened because of that lamp of love that began to grow with added luster day by day in his life. And being associated with him, we also grow day by day with that added luster. My dear sisters, brothers, young adults from Trinidad, spiritual progress is not theory. Just because you go to bhajans once a week or jam together some music sessions and sing programs or organize programs. We have become experts in organizing events, like who will come, who will speak, what food to cook. And the event is so big and dramatic, and then we are tired at the end of the event. We go home thinking we are getting somewhere. But we go round and round in circles, just doing the same thing. How many years pass like that? Decades pass. Young become old, and we only pat ourselves saying how long we were devotees or how many programs we attended, how many Vedic chants we did, and we do all of that. Everything is event-based. It's not transformation-based. On this occasion of Guru Poornima, I implore you all as a devotee of Sai Baba, as a fellow pilgrim on this divine, beautiful self-transformation path to eternal freedom of the self from limitations into that freedom of unconditionality, a limitless freedom with no fetters to bind you. I implore you, please consider transformation. You have to see change every year, every month, every day, every month, every year, you have to see a change towards the better. And that in itself is complete fulfillment. That is the life we would like to offer on days such as this, the Guru Poornima. What is it that we offer at Swami's feet? A life that has been sanctified by his teachings, a life that has been inspired by his life and message and teachings. Let us therefore offer this to him and fill our hearts with gratitude, thanking every moment of such a divine Guru in our lives. Thank you all for your patience. Thank you. Sai Ram.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. My life is my message, expansion is my life. My life is my message, my life is my message, expansion is my life. No reason for love, no reason for love, no birth, no death. Satya Ananda, Shanti Satya Ananda. Prema Satya Ananda, Shanti Dharma Ananda. Sai Patti Sai Patti Baba Jai Jai. Shirdi Sai Patti Sai Prema Sai Jai Jai. Love is my form, truth is my breath, peace is my food. Love is my form, truth is my bread, peace is my food. Love is my form, truth is my bread, peace is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food.
Brother Sundar, thank you so much for those amazing words. That presentation was truly inspirational to not just myself, but I'm sure each and every one of us here. Before you leave, I know you have had so many experiences with Bhagwan. How about you share with us just a short, sweet anecdote or any experience you might have had between you and Swami?
Oh gosh, there are so many sweet, sweet memories. So many of them I cannot recollect as of now any one particular one. But in the context of what I spoke, I do remember one that can only be a very, very loving expression of a guru. There were 4 of us sitting, and we were just into the PhD program, and Swami was talking to us about going out, doing research, and so on and so forth. And he said, always keep values as your basis in life, and there's a lot of things he spoke that day. And then I kind of leaned towards him and I said, Swami, please be with me, always guide me. And of course, Swami looked down and very beautifully he said, of course, I am with you. Once you come into my fold, he said, and he took his hand and placed it on my head, then full of hair. He placed it on my head and clutched the hair. I know this is ironical now, but he clutched the hair on my head tightly and he said, when I hold you, I will hold you tight. Gattika patkuntanu, he said, I hold you tight. Even if you want to leave me, I will not let you go. I will hold you. I will guide you. Don't ever doubt that. And then, of course, he let go. I often think of that. often think of that, especially during times which are very challenging, which are perhaps sometimes confusing, where you tend to feel down and a little weak. Nobody is exempt from such situations, right? I don't claim to at all. I never hide that. But during those moments, I think of this message. Now, please, if you go away home thinking, oh, Sundar was lucky, Swami told him, what about me? That is a bizarre thing. Please don't do that. These kind of experiences Swami gave us so we can share with you, only because you can also know that this is meant, this was his nature. Once he comes into your life, he will not let you go. Just know that he is with you. Don't ask him to solve your problems. Tell him, just be with me. That is all I want. Just be with me. Then you might say, what is the use? But that's exactly the point. Arjuna asked Krishna to be with him in the war. Krishna said, I will not fight, I will not help, I will not do anything. Arjuna said, it's okay, just be with me. That's all I need. I need you to be with me. Baba is with you, with me. Let us just hold on to that thought. And in that thought, find inspiration. What is the use of him being with me if my problems don't go away? That is not how we approach it. Then you and I are Duryodhana. Duryodhana said, Krishna, I don't care if you're with me or not. Just make sure you give me your powers, you give me your army, you give me all of that. I'm not interested if you're there with me or not. Don't become a Duryodhana. Become an Arjuna who says, I will fight the war, Krishna. Just be my charioteer. Let us take this life step by step, knowing that he is holding us tight. And he is the puppeteer who makes us go through this life to enrich our soul so that it will continue in its path to evolution. So that is an anecdote I could think of at this moment. Once again, thank you all for this wonderful honor. I hope to see you all soon in Trinidad. Thank you. Sai Ram.
Wow. Once you come into my fold, I will never leave you. This echoes deep within me, resonating with a profound sense of belonging and unconditional love. That is what I heard when I heard that. But it actually reminded me of a quote of Swami's, which says, I shall be with you wherever you are, guarding you, guiding you. March on, have no fear.
That's amazing. That's a wonderful quote. It also brings up another quote, and I mean, you might hear a lot of quotes today on this program, because what Swami did was he condensed so many long messages into very bite-sized, easy to understand, easy to interpret quotes that we can live our lives by. And one such was, take one step towards me, and I will take 1,000
Very
steps
apt.
towards you. And I feel like there's so much that we can do to show Swami, that we want to move closer to him. We want to embody his teachings. And it does not take a lot from us to do that. We just have to try day by day to sort of, even if it's not all the messages or all the teachings all at once, because that could be hard in this age of Kali Yuga. But I think that, embodying just a little bit of his message at a time, that's us taking one step towards him. And when he takes that 1,000 steps towards us, it is as though he will never leave us. And for each of us here, we can say that we've grown up knowing who Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba is. And for us to be here, like I said, I don't want to call anyone's age, but upwards of 30 years, knowing who Bhagwan is, it feels as though that's the majority of our life, if not all of our lives so far. And he has not left us. He has not left us in our day-to-day lives, in our activities, in anything that we strive to do. Navin, do you have any thoughts?
And that's actually interesting, along with those quotes and those messages, Swami has also told us, we have all these various activities that we want to do, and we do it so well, but he really wants from us, along with his offerings, our transformation. So we are doing all these things. We are singing bhajans, we are doing the seva, we are doing all these various folds of Swami's, so to speak, mission and his love. And what are we doing to get ourselves closer to him? He's in the same way as he say, take one step to me, I'll take 1,000 to you. How much of us could say we are taking that step? We are actually taking it and transforming our lives, and making our lives His message, making our work, our actions, our speech, everything that we do devoted to Swami. It really is something that we need to look closer at, and as youths, this may be the next step, which is transforming our lives to become His message, His mission, His love.
Yeah. Now, I like that, but I also feel like Swami's love also it's a continuous improvement of ourselves, right? So, yes, we all strive to emulate Swami's teachings, but there may be some days where we just kind of, fell a little bit.
Yeah.
And the love of Swami is that next day is another day.
Yeah.
You will try again and you will be better.
His love is so forgiving
yes,
and comfortable.
Exactly.
There's another message from Swami where he said, forget about your past lives. You're in this life now, and this is where you get the opportunity to make changes. And I don't want to leave that word life as just, previous karmic cycles. But even in this life, yesterday has gone. There's nothing we can do about yesterday. But, if we want to truly remain closer and grow with Sai, we can just live each day as a new day and try to be better than yesterday without dwelling too much on yesterday. Swami has said on so many occasions that the past is gone. There's no use in dwelling in the past because that's wasting time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And time wasted is life wasted.
Yes.
So living in the past is definitely something that we probably should try to cut out, as young ones, because we always think about, even in our career, in our friendships, we think and dwell, and that's something that I think we can move past.
One of the greatest parts of my relationship with Swami is actually, and every time I talk about these things, they make me so emotional. We are not perfect, the four of us and anyone, we're not perfect. And we have probably done things in our lives that considered mistakes, and nothing is really a mistake, right? You learn from your mistakes and there are lessons. But Swami's love has been so forgiving for me. I don't know about you all, but I feel sometimes so overwhelmed with emotion when I think about something. Okay, I made this mistake in my life and I cringe at it and I'm beating myself up. And then I say to myself, but Swami loves me and He's forgiven me. And He's given me the opportunity to wake up another day and to do life all over again. And He keeps giving me these do-overs. And sometimes I break down and I answer my own questions. I'm saying, Baba, you're not answering me. But then He puts the answers in my head. And I'm saying to Him, I've been so bad. I've done this. I wasn't perfect. I made these mistakes. Please forgive me. My life really hasn't been, what it should have been in certain ways. We've all done things, as I said, that we may regret. But then Swami says to me, and He comforts me by saying this, it's okay. I love you and I've forgiven you. And I truly believe that we get to wake up every single day, as you said, Vishal, and just live like that's your past life. Yesterday was a past life. Just keep going. Because if Swami can forgive you and love you through it all, it's unconditional love. Yeah. And Swami is unconditional in the way that He treats us.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And, actually, even tying back to Sundra's message a bit, what you explain there is somewhat of we have our self-dharma, right? That righteousness within ourselves. That's Swat Dharma, as Sundar put it. And that is actually your journey and your path. So the point, I guess, that we can take from that is that really that we are trying to do our best. We are trying to live the righteous life, and the key thing there really is that Swami is not leaving you and you are not leaving Him.
Yeah,
and you are getting that support, you're getting that reassurance. And I think that really kind of brings us back to who is Baba to us.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
exactly.
just perfectly
Wow,
ties it.
that just came full circle there.
Yeah,
We
it just
literally
ties it right
listened
back
to a
in.
message and we at step one, who is Baba to us?
Yeah.
And
So
He is
that-
that love.
that
That love that
exactly.
keeps us
Unconditional
going.
love.
Yeah.
For
forgiving love.
Selfless, motherly
Embracing
love,
love.
you know.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, this has been so thought-provoking, and I'm glad we got to share all of these things because we have so many similar experiences. And when we put it all together, like Vishal said, you're listening to your own answer in other words from everyone else.
Yeah.
Yes.
But thank you so much, Brother Sunur, for sharing with us this afternoon. As we proceed with today's program, as we celebrate Swami's mission, his message, and his love. So we must pay our gratitude to those who have made this offering possible. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Xtra Foods, S Pharmaceuticals, Lena's Hardware, the Dental Lounge, Jaglal Auto Traders, Medical Hub, and Chatak Food Products, and the Little Store. We now take a short budget break, and we'll be right back.
आनंद
Sairam, and welcome back. So we started our journey by attempting to take that which is infinite and give it a finite explanation. Thanks again to Brother Sundar for helping us tackle that question of who is Sai Baba. We now move on to our next topic for this afternoon. Being on the path of Sai comes with great responsibility. It means that we have accepted to be instruments of Sai's mission. But what is the message? The message of Satya Sai Baba is the foundation. It's what motivates us to participate actively, enthusiastically, and in a committed way towards the divine mission.
I think just to start off, I would throw the word love. What do you guys think?
Agreed.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, right?
Yeah.
Because the various wings of his organization, which is that of spiritual, that of service, that of educare, all of these wings of the various organization, plus the 9-point code of conduct, which, we don't have time to delve into all 9 points. And then we have, the topic of love, peace, truth, right action, non-violence. All of these messages and all of these, little, I would say, factors, all tie into love. And I think that to know Swami is to speak about love. To know Swami is to know love, and that message, that mission is one of love. And this is encompassed in how Swami lived his life. He is a guru to many. He is God to a lot, and how did one person become that? I mean, we're all human beings. Swami was born into human form. But what made him different, and I want to say different in terms of how he lived his life versus how we live our lives. And there was only love throughout Swami's life. There was never a time when he would be displaying selfishness or ignorance or bitterness or arrogance, as Shala would have said. It was always just acts and acts and acts of love. And his life, living day by day, was just an expression of that love through all of the projects that he would have done.
And making that the basis of everything.
Making it the basis of everything, So whatever we wanted to do or whatever he wanted to do throughout his life always stemmed from love. How can we do this to help? Help. Swami is one of, I think, the quotes that is recognized around the world is help ever, hurt never.
Yeah.
And that also stems from the basis of love. Anybody wants to chime in?
But, Vishal, also, Swami says, and I think he says this on a lot of occasions, when I admonish you, it is also from a place of love. Me having that, you at the center, your well-being at the center, and it is from a place of love that he's also doing that.
I mean, we all have to learn our lesson. And just as a teacher or parent may have to, give you a little bit of a pull-up, that comes from a place of
you're
love.
a teacher as well.
I am a teacher, so I know.
I'm sure you know.
Listen, on a daily basis, I find myself, sometimes struggling with that back and forth with am I, being too aggressive, am I still being loving?
But it comes from a place
But
of
it comes from a place of
love.
love. If it is that, I always tell my parents, this parent-teachers meetings, I say, if it is you have a teacher and that teacher does not discipline your child or does not, sometimes might get a little bit aggressive or a little buff up, as we say in Trinidad, a little buff, that teacher really doesn't care. But if it is you want that child to do better, it comes from a place of love. And even discipline, which we would, receive in the form of karma, from the actions that we do, or even just by listening to messages and hearing what we would have done wrong, because not all of us would have had personal experiences with Bhagwan for him to actually be physically, perhaps upset with us. But listening to the messages, and sometimes we get those messages in ways that we would never even expect. Like Shala said, the answers just come to you, and it is for you to take that and do something with it. So it all comes from a place of love.
Swami's message of love all, serve all, I think is really a guiding principle in which inspires all of us to serve with compassion and selflessness, knowing that in serving others, we are really serving the divine presence in each soul that we help, which brings us back to service to man is service to God.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. If we were to sum up Swami's message in one word, it would be the message of love. His mission, everything that he did, all of his acts, all of his, just his outpouring of love to humanity as a whole, just encompassed like so many different factors and facets. You know, with spirituality, there was love, an outpouring of love towards God. In Seva, there was an outpouring of love towards, humanity. In education, there was an outpouring of love towards the next generation.
Don't forget about Jens.
Oh, well, we'll get to that, I'm pretty sure, sometime down the line. But yeah, there's just an outpouring of love that came from him. And to think of one person, one guru. Some people see him as guru. Many people see him as, the divine master himself, Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, as God. But to think that one person had such a profound effect on this earth, right? That we have almost the entire world knows at least what he looks like.
Yes.
And that's I would say, bigger than a lot of celebrities out there, Yeah. You might go to some countries and somebody might not know who Celine Dion looks like or what she looks like, But you will go to every country and you will find people, may not be everyone, but you will find people in every continent or every country that knows who Swami is. And it is because of his love for humanity. And that love just took off in his mission.
And there's actually, we all know this line, my life is my message, expansion is my life. And it is exactly that. He has expanded throughout the world, and everyone knows his message. And if we look at how Swami has lived his years on this earth, he literally lived the life that we are to exemplify. He's the ultimate guru, the ultimate role model. And there's so much that we can learn. He has said it all in his discourses, and there's no more that he can say, right? His messages are there, and it's for us to now read, interpret, digest, and live like him, live as a guru has taught us, and make him proud. That's kind of how a teacher would feel.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, as we continue to celebrate Swami's mission, his message, and his love on this most auspicious day of Guru Poornima, we again say thanks to those who have made possible this platform for us to share and bask in Swami's sweet love. Special thanks to our sponsors, Xtra Foods, S Pharmaceuticals, Jaglal Auto Traders, Lena's Hardware, The Dental Lounge, Medical Hub, and Chatak Food Products, and the Little Store. We now pause for a short budget break, and we'll be right back.
साईनाथ दीनानाथ ब्रह्म रूप सद्गुरु साईनाथ दीनानाथ ब्रह्म रूप सद्गुरु निराकार है आकार सत्य साई सद्गुरु निराकार है आकार सत्य सद्गुरु निर्विकार सद्गुरु ओंकार सद्गुरु साईनाथ दीनानाथ ब्रह्मरूप सद्गुरु मात पिता सद्गुरु सकल तुम ही सद्गुरु मात पिता सद्गुरु सकल तुम ही 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 सद्गुरु साईनाथ दीनानाथ ब्रह्मरूप सद्गुरु निराकार है आकार सत्य साई सद्गुरु ओंकार सद्गुरु निर्विकार सद्गुरु निर्विकार सद्गुरु ओंकार सद्गुरु साईनाथ दीनानाथ ब्रह्मरूप सद्गुरु मात पिता सद्गुरु सकल तुम ही 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 सद्गुरु साईनाथ दीनानाथ ब्रह्मरूप सद्गुरु
Sairam, and welcome back. As we continue our journey, we now move to our next topic for this afternoon, Swami's mission. The mission is the implementation and the execution of programs and activities as stated by Baba, of which the message is the foundation.
Yeah, and actually, I came across, I read a lot, I listen to all the videos, so you know how it is. And I came across a letter that Swami actually wrote to his brother. And there were 4 key things that he highlighted in it that was geared towards his mission, really. It was, firstly, he had a task, and this task was to foster all mankind and ensure all of their lives are full of bliss. And I can't help but think of the spiritual wing, but that Swami created this, these bhajans and these darshan, in Prashanti, this darshan hall where, we have regular satsang, and it's bolster that blissful atmosphere that he created there in Prashanti. Then he also vowed to lead all those who stray away from the straight path into the right path, and then it came back down to dharma and righteousness, And then he had his work set out in his mission, and the work was to really remove suffering from mankind. And again, we can look at his other projects, the food project that he did in Prashanti, and then as well he had a devotion. Those devoted to him, he would ensure that once you are devoted to Swami, whether there's joy or grief, gain or loss, that we are able to actually treat with that with equanimity, and that steady faith in Swami that he is in control and that he will take us through this journey of life. And to me, that's what the mission kind of tackle in terms of how we are to live our lives and how Swami is guiding us through his mission. And Vishal, if you have anything that you would think about, along those lines.
Yeah, I could definitely chime in a little bit about Swami's mission. I think what we should start off with is dividing, perhaps, into basic categories of what Swami's mission would have encompassed. And I think you started a little bit there with speaking about the different wings, which would have been the spiritual wing and the seva or service wing. And then there was educare and, you know, Bal Vikas, you know, geared towards the younger adults and the children up and coming, not just in the Sri Satyasai organization, but throughout the world. So, I mean, Yogita, I know you have kids, you've done a lot with education, and your kids have always been involved, not just academically involved, but just an all-round involvement in Satyasai teachings. What do you think?
Honestly, Vishal, I think it's part of that reason is because we don't know anything else, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
You know, growing up, I was in Bal Vikas, and that played a tremendous role in me becoming who I am and just learning more. You know, so yes, you are born into it, you grow up into it, but when do you actually learn Swami's messages and Swami's teachings and then start to think of that within your own mind? How does that apply to you? What does it mean to you? And that's where Bal Vikas did that for me. I was able to really, you know, learn little stories, snippets of Swami, and then internalize, you know, what that means to me. And I see that with my kids too, you know, having them exposed to, so I see it in them as well, you know. They know a Swami, they accept Swami as God, but I could see in their little minds turning, well, who really is Swami? What did he really do? Why is our family so, you know, into it? And it's where, again, the Balvaras comes in and the stories that we tell them come in, you know, and they're reading and stuff like that. And Shrishti actually lent me a book called The Advent of Sai. It's a biography of Swami. And this volume details Swami from when he was a very little boy, going through the stage of recognizing who he was and then that Maya being removed. And they're actually reading it. You know, it's on our coffee table, it's open, they read a page a day. And I think for them, it's, you know, realizing that he wasn't just born this way. He was also like them, this little boy who was doing...
Was slightly mischievous.
I was just going to say that. Was doing naughty things and that kind of thing. And that, to me, has been, you know, the biggest impact in their lives, you know, that Bal Vikas system.
Yeah. Apart from the Bal Vikas system, I know Swami would have done a lot for education, just generally speaking, not just in India, but across the world. Do you have anything you want to probably share on education?
I mean, when you just think about the gamut of educational institutions that Swami has, you know, manifested, I would say, through his mission, right? The Institute of from the primary school to the Institute of Higher Learning to the universities and stuff like that. Whilst those things may have not translated globally in terms of, you know, huge universities in places and stuff, I think within our own temples, we are doing a lot for education. You know, Vishal, I know you are having that drive where we are supporting children through school, buying books, buying uniforms, and I think the message is, even in our small little way, we might not be able to build a school, but we can certainly help one child or two children.
Actually, don't forget, there is actually
there is in Trinidad.
You know? So in Trinidad, at least here, we have that impact has spread to here. Now we have a science school, we have the primary school that we...
The ECCC.
Yes, the ECCC
right? So,
center.
you know, the love is spreading and it's growing, and definitely is something that's...
It is a tremendous effort that Swami took to put such emphasis on the goal of education and educare. And it stemmed from his mother, Mother Ishwaramba, where one of her, you know, wishes for Swami was to ensure that children would have access to education. And he started off, and this is what, when you speak about Swami's love, it stems from the love of his mother as well. And it speaks volumes to the type of love that he would have given. And I know Navin will speak a little bit about the projects across India, and that's just one aspect. But Swami's building those schools was to ensure that children in such a remote village in India grow up with some type of education, and not just academic education, but another amazing quote from Swami is, the end of education is
character.
Yeah. So it's not just, you know, learning academics to live, but to enjoy life, to be present in life, to exemplify that love that he has given to us in our lives. So it's not just about academics, but it's an all-round, situation. Navin, you want to talk a little bit about the seva aspect of Swami's mission?
Yeah, and actually, he has provided so many avenues for us in this mission, and some resonate more strongly than others, depending on, again, your swadharma, right? Your self-dharma, because we have all these avenues, and no two persons are the same. You have likes, you have dislikes. And actually for me, I took to seva pretty strongly during the COVID period, and that was like my, again, talking to Srishi, that way of overcoming fear. This fear of this virus, this COVID, I actually partook in the seva kitchen in Port of Spain, where we feed the homeless and the hungry. I mean, we were doing about 300 to 400 meals a day around that time. And then there was the Shagona swing, which I kind of worked along with some others to really push that effort there and spread that love for those persons who, it's COVID time. Not much people had food as well. I mean, you would imagine on the streets, it was pretty difficult. And, a lot of it came out. I mean, we had homeless persons who knows little to nothing about anything really. They don't have a phone, they don't have any news. They read what they see, they know what they hear on the streets, and that's about it. And to know that one of the guys that we came across and we would give food to, he was curious. He became curious. Where are you from? Who are you from? And why are you doing this? I mean, this is such a difficult thing to do. You are out here at night, you're coming here and giving us a hot meal, and we are so appreciative, but, what church are you from, or what temple? That's the first assumption. And we were like, no, we're just sharing love, brother, we're just sharing love. And they said, no, but tell me your name. And we said, Sai. And with that, he actually wrote a song about Sai, and that became a whole thing. And Shishi as well, he would have added that in one of our productions. But it was truly amazing to know that his mission was spreading. And
what inspired me to write this song? It was because that, love came and filtered my heart, because through SAI, I received love. Not just love for me, but love for all my brothers and my sisters. The reason why I really wrote this song, it was because of certain vibration that has filled my heart through SAI. I was like a lost sheep. SAI became my shepherd. I want to dedicate this song to each and every heart that stands at the four corners of the earth, with faith, not to believe but to know that this song would touch each and everyone's heart, as it touched my heart too. Now, I wanna say thanks. I wanna say thanks. I wanna say thanks for what you've done for me, Lord. Yes, I wanna say thanks. I wanna say thanks. I wanna say thanks from the bottom of my heart. I wanna say thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for what you've done for me. When I was in bondage, you set me free. When I was in captivity, SAI, you there for me. When I was down, you picked me up, put a smile on my face when there was the frown. So I wanna say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for loving and serving me. Don't you know what? Have you heard about singing in the tree? Yeah. Look at every mountain and every valley. Oh Lord, please rescue me. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. It's such a privilege. SAI is taking your love through every town and village. Can't you see? And I know that I would love to say in each and every way, whether night or day, that SAI was there for me. SAI was, and SAI was there for you. So I want to say thank you. And say for what you've done for me. When I was in bondage, SAI, you set me free. When I was down, you picked me up. When I was thirsty, SAI, you shared your cup. I want to say thanks from the bottom of my heart. I want to say thanks. I want you to clap your hands and thank you for what you've done for me. Oh, SAI, from the depth of my heart you set me free. Oh God, I know, pick me up when I was down, put a smile on my face when there was a frown. I wanna say to you, SAI, I love you. Let us say thank you for what you've done. Oh, I was a lost sheep on the run, and I said that you nurtured me and you cared for me. Oh Lord, never mind, God, to thee from the bottom of my heart. I want to say thank you. Thank you for what you've done for me. SAI, thank you when I was in bondage. You set me free, Lord. You set me free and picked me up when I was down. Put a smile on my face when I had a frown. So I want to say, thank you.
Savor really was a great avenue for me at that time. And it showed me a different side of humanity. It helped me transform. And it was a beautiful experience.
And Navin, just to cut you across there, that kitchen still functions till this day. Every single day, that Port of Spain Science Center kitchen does hope feeding for the less fortunate, those on the streets. And that's just one of many projects that we have ongoing that shows and exemplifies Swami's mission across the globe.
I just wanted to add to Vishal, not just when we say about Swami's mission, we are not just helping in the Hindu space, right? We are helping across races, across religions, and that's Swami's message too, right? The all-encompassing.
The all-encompassing, yeah. As the program started, where, he said he has not come on behalf of any religion. When you help and you forget, and you don't think about who you're helping. Apart from the kitchen, there is the house building, the house building project that the Page Science Center does, I think on a weekly basis, every Sunday morning, and you would not believe how fast those houses are erected for persons who may be homeless on the streets or who may have suffered like a fire. And
I've actually been on one of those 3 hours, and you're like,
strange. It's so strange, and you should talk about that, because I was actually a hairdresser today, and she was telling me, I don't know how this came up, and we were chatting, and she was like, my sister, she lives opposite this empty lot of land, and the Sai people, they came and they just built a house in 3 hours. We couldn't believe it, right in front of our eyes. And look at this, we're talking about this
It's
the same
amazing.
exact thing this evening.
But that is how Swami's love translates to the mission. His message of love, he didn't just come and start to talk about love and then the love ends there.
There was action.
There was action
Love
to
in
back
that,
up
yes.
the love, and the love translates through these various wings, and it gives us a chance to experience that love, because that love that Swami taught us wasn't just for him alone to experience that love. So let's say Swami's doing some projects. It's not, Swami is love. So he experiences the love, but it's for us to also realize him through that experience of love and helping others, and that's how, like I said, that one person, his name, his mission, his message of love transcended the world so quickly, because look at your hairdresser. I don't know if she's ghost satsang.
She doesn't,
exactly.
She doesn't. Yeah.
But they know who Swami is,
Yeah.
because of that love, that love.
That
Yeah.
love personified.
That
and
love personified.
It's seen, it's tangible, it's measurable.
Yes, it's tangible, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. Love through action.
Yeah.
So remembering the words of the late Professor Anil Kumar, the voice of Sai, he said that it is essential to note that it is a matter of deep conviction. With conviction, we should be committed to his mission. With conviction, we can commit our lives for the fulfillment of the divine mission. Spirituality has nothing to do with convenient philosophy, which will never help us along the spiritual path.
I'm obsessed with the fact that you just brought up spirituality, because in Swami's fold, in the Satya Sai mission, in his avatarhood, there was never any, difference between religion. And there's such a, how would you say this? A contrast between religion and spirituality. And Swami focused so much more on spirituality rather than separation between persons of different religions. Yeah. And I mean, growing up, this is where I think my love for Swami really came about. Like for Navin, it may have been through Seva. For others, it might have been through the Bal Vikas or the education program. But for me, my love for Baba, before my love for actual physical Swami, was the love of bhajans. Mm-hmm. And I think anybody who knows me knows that, I think that's my favorite part of the entire Sai fold, was the spiritual aspect, and that attracted me the most. Because, as Navin would have said, he grew up in a very multicultural home. My home, my family also consists of different religions. I have people of the Muslim faith, the Christian faith. I grew up in a family with a lot of Hindu priests or pundits. And, just being around all of that and looking at Swami's message through spirituality, I think I just fell in love with who Bhagwan is and what his teaching was of that unitary faith. Because sometimes we separate ourselves from persons through race, religion, status. All of these things divide us. Mm-hmm. And then when you look at how, Bhagwan started this unitary, I don't want to say religion, because he did not start a religion. It was an encompassing of all religions. And I think that drew me so close to, being in love with Swami. And you're there, you're singing Hindu bhajans, then, Christmas time.
Singing Kasida.
You're singing. Well, for Eid, we'll sing the Kasida, then, we have Christmas programs. Yeah. And, I want to address this quickly, because many people, I think, fall prey to thinking that Swami is a Hindu thing. And, he came for Hindus because a lot of Hindus, are attracted to Swami. And I just want to clarify that, Hindus might be more attracted to Baba and his teachings and his mission, because I think Hindus grow up knowing that, we call God by so many different names. So it's much easier for us to understand that, God can be Ram, but he could be Krishna, he could be Allah, he could be Jesus, he could be Buddha. And we can understand that love through God can come from so many different religions. And, singing those bhajans where we chant the names of so many forms of God throughout the different religions, I just feel like that in itself was spirituality for me, not religion. It was spirituality.
Agreed. I won't say much on it either, but I feel like this for me is why I love Swami.
Yeah.
The fact that there is no religion, right? Well, except love.
Yeah.
There's one religion, love.
Right.
Yeah.
But he said it. If you're a Christian, be a good Christian. If you're a Hindu, be a good Hindu, and whatever. But I think the underlying message of his message is love, and just be a good person with that.
Yeah.
That's what drew me in.
Actually, as you said that too, so I was fortunate enough to actually go to Prashanti not once but twice. And our first visit there, now I was quite small, maybe about 3 or 4 years, right? So I don't remember much. But I recall at that time it was Christmas time, and we were there for about 6 weeks. And my mom would always tell me, if you want to experience Christmas, go to Prashanti and be in Swami's ashram, and you will see the true Christ, and that is something you would not expect from this guru in India, surrounded by this perception of Hinduism and so much Hindu adoption. But that presence of Christ in Christmas time, she said that is the most.
You should go for Eid as well. Yeah. They have so many people flying into Prashanti from these Middle Eastern countries, and they have an entire program planned out, and it's just an amazing feeling of unity when you experience what Sai is truly about.
Yeah. It comes down to love. I am there for you is what Swami said. So we need to ask ourselves, are we really there for him?
We need to be there for him to work through us. Our lives should become his message.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
All right, as we continue to celebrate Swami's mission, his message, and his love, on this most auspicious day of Guru Poornima, we say thanks to those who have made this possible for us to share and bask in Swami's love. Special thanks to Xtra Foods, S Pharmaceuticals, Jaglal Auto Traders, the Dental Lounge, Lena's Hardware, the Medical Hub, and Chatak Food Products, and the Little Store. Let's enjoy another bhajan, and we'll be right back.
Sai Baba Sakal Bhuvan Ke Data Sai Baba Sakal Bhuvan Ke Data Sai Baba
and welcome back. As we continue our journey, we now move on to our next topic for this afternoon, Swami's love, our favorite word. How can we truly explain this? It is something unfathomable. Swami said there is direct connection between us and him. No one can break this intimate bond. Go here, go there, or anywhere. There is only Sai there. Treasure this feeling and strengthen that thought that Swami is always with us. Our shadow follows us wherever we go. He's like our shadow, but not merely our shadow. He is the indweller. He is within us. Swami said, I am you and you are mine.
Yes, his life is his message. His love is his message. The 1,000 mothers' love of Swami is pure, selfless, and infinite. The very form of Swami is enchanting, his smile bewitching, his speech spellbinding, his touch transforming, his actions loving. No wonder he is described as the infinite ocean of love and compassion. The love and compassion of Swami are such that for him, all are equal. For him, all are the embodiments of the divine.
So that last line there, all of the embodiments of divine. Before Swami starts any message, he starts with Prema Swarupa Radha,
Yeah.
which means embodiments of divine, embodiments of the divine love. You know, so I mean, he reinforces that message that not just that he is love, but we are also love.
Yes.
And that we are an extension or an expansion of his love. We are a reflection of his love. And as Navin would have asked earlier on in the program, are we truly reflecting that message of love? Not just towards him, but towards society.
Yeah.
You know, are we going about our day-to-day lives where we are now embodiments of love and we carry his mission, his message? That's basically what Guru Poornima is all about. It's taking the message of your Guru and living that message.
Being instruments.
Being instruments. And I mean, Swami is one Guru of many. There's so many. There's Swami Sachidananda, there's Swami Nityananda, there's Sri Vasudeva in
Swami
Clarkson Bay,
Ganapati.
Swami Ganapati. Swamis and Gurus are numerous. Bhagwan is one of so many Swamis that all come to give us a message.
Yeah.
And no matter which Guru you come from, we are supposed to be, you know, embodiments of that message, you know, that love. That's why he reinforces with every message that we are also a spark of divinity. We are also embodiments of love. And I think that to speak of Swami is to speak of love.
Yeah.
You know? Anyone else wants to chime in?
Vishal, I think that kind of hits the nail on the head. I think Swami's life is inseparable from his message,
Yeah.
right? You know, it brings me back to when Swami would have said once, he said, Satya is my prachar, meaning Satya, truth is what I say. Dharma is my achar, righteousness is what I do. Shanti is my swabhav, peace is my nature, and prema is my swarupa, meaning love
Form.
is my form.
Love is my form.
You know, and when I reflect on every word, every gesture, it's just an interaction. It reflects the depth of his love and his compassion. That's what I see. And when I think of Swami as this ocean of love and bliss and compassion, I think about the potential that we all have to really, you know, cultivate and show love and compassion in our lives, thereby living his values, living his word, and being that.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I just want to touch back on this, you know, Swami's love. We can't really pin it down that in any specific way. It's so vast. Love is so open, so vast, you know. And just looking back again at all that he has done for Prashanti, I mean, his projects are his love, you know, and the world, right? And he had the Sri Sathya Sai Mirupuri College of Music. You know, he did, like we spoke about, the International Institute of Higher Learning. He had the primary school. in
The hospital.
The
Yeah, the
hospital.
sports
Super,
center.
yeah, the
The
sports
sports
center,
center, yeah.
super specialty hospital, you know, and all these amazing projects, the water supply project. I mean, Prashanti was a place where once it was in the, so to speak, dry season, there was literally no water, you know, and the people there would just suffer. And that was his love, because his love was, again, materialized in this way that he was able to bring relief to the suffering and also elevate his devotees to have the best of healthcare, studies, you know, potable water, sporting, music, and every aspect of their life developed. And his love did that.
One correction, Navin is not just his devotees. Anyone.
For everyone.
Sorry,
For
anyone. Sorry,
Yeah,
my bad.
anyone can experience
Yeah.
that, you know, love through any of those services. If you want to go and study in Prashanti, you apply for free education, no matter which part of the world you come from. You know, if you have urgent heart surgery, they have the #1 cardiologist in the world
Yes.
working there, and it's all voluntary. And this is how Swami exemplified his mission, was through projects of love.
And you know, you said something there too. You said voluntary. So, you know, you wonder who is paying for all of this, right? And again, you know, most of everything that happens there is this voluntary. I just give out what my heart feels to give. My heart is so full of love, and the only way I can represent that is by giving what I would have earned and worked for, you know, for this cause, for Swami to help. I just want to help. It brings that out in us.
Out of love.
Out of love. You know?
And you know, people always assume that, you know, I've heard this so many times, Sai Baba people is rich people. But that's not necessarily the case. It's Sai Baba people are giving people, you know, because it has been ingrained in us to give, you know, and give what you can. Now, not everyone is able to give financially. But giving of your time, you know, if it is that you're able to help someone in any way, regardless of, you know, financial status or ability. I know there are people who may not be able to afford much in a Sai Baba center or a temple. They would come and they would give their time and cut the grass. They would come, they would clean up the center, they would assist in any way. You know, and it's not just about financial giving. It's about giving and making sure that everything runs, everything works, helping out whoever. For instance, I think Vermala might have messaged, I'm not sure, or earlier if you mentioned that I was a teacher, I can't remember if you did. But I saw that, especially at July, August vacation, parents around this country, they struggle so much to get a book list together, you know, and I personally would have loved to help. I'm like, what can I do? You know, to ensure that children go out with bags. You see September come out, they don't have the right shoes, they don't have the lunch kits, they don't have, you know, so many things to start the new school term. And you think that, you know, you can only help in existing projects. But whatever field that you are in, you can create something, you can do something, you can bring together people that you know. And we're in our actual 11th year of treating at least 60 to 80 students across this country, you know, to a back to school hamper, you know, with food hampers as well for extra needy families. And I didn't do all of that for myself, but I'm able to call upon friends, a family, you know, businesses. And because they know of this love that Swami has taught and ingrained in us, they're so willing and ready to help and to give, because they know it goes somewhere, you know, it helps someone. Swami chose, irrespective of our malignant and impure thoughts and actions, to love us. He chose us as his message. He has always accepted us the way that we are and shared his love equivalent to that of 1,000 mothers, so that we would accept his love, transform ourselves into agents of love. We can only pray that we lose ourselves in his love and bliss and make our lives become his message.
Yeah. And everything we've just spoken about, it's all about love. And every single day when I So I have, on radio, I have a show every afternoon. And I find myself sometimes talking about God. But then if I say the word God, then I have to be cognizant of the fact that not everyone believes in that. So I always correct myself by saying something that I believe truly in my heart. And I say this: if you don't believe in God, you must believe that there is a higher power, and that higher power is love. That's what I say. I believe that there is a higher being that everyone should believe in, and let that higher being be love. So let love be that one power that governs everything in the universe, or that governs your actions, or it's the place that you turn to when you're having a bad day, but it all comes back to love. So I would always hope that that touches somebody listening, maybe because they don't believe in God. So Swami gives us something to believe in, which is love. The one thing that we know so much from the moment we enter the world through our moms, at the end of the day, it's all about love. We've only known love from the moment we were born. Don't you agree?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
I agree, and
Love is a universal language.
it is a universal language, but what I want to ask you guys, and I'm personally, we speak so much about love, Swami speaks about love, but it's very hard, sometimes to experience love 24/7. We are not Baba, we are just humans. So let me ask you guys this question. How do you go about, you might be having a bad day, you might not necessarily be able to show love every second of the day, or how do you go about translating that message of love all and serve all on a day that you may not be feeling extra lovey?
I'm still a work in progress. I'm going to be very honest and say I'm still a work in progress. We do have our days, but and Swami's supposed to be that automatic thought that you remind yourself. Swami says love. It's all about love. But again, I really sometimes I kind of fall short in loving myself on some days. So I think we always need to remember, love yourself first before you can love anyone else or share love anywhere else. So you have to work on that self-love. You have to remember that Swami is within you. So again, I'm a work in progress. I am still trying to bring that out every single day. I don't know if anyone has any more luck with being 24/7 full of love.
Yogita,
I have kids.
I'm sure it gets frustrating at
That's the
times, but then
answer I was looking for.
you
I
do
have
things,
kids.
you say things you might regret. How do you deal with that?
I feel like with my kids especially, it's so easy to get upset with a child and think in your mind it's okay because they're just a child, But what I've tried to do, and work in progress all around, I think, and I think you touched on it a little bit. I think it's having grace with yourself and understanding, yes, today I may not be feeling that way. And, I tell my kids, look, I laid on it tip, I was like, it's a rough day today. So, I'm sorry if this went south and it wasn't what you're accustomed to. We have those conversations at home, or we try to.
And that in itself is love.
It is
I was
love.
gonna
It
say
is an
that,
expression of love,
Because
yes.
the schooling and even the respect that you show them, and it is, I'm telling you, it's out of love. Today's not going to be a good day. But it's out of love, right?
Love is honesty.
Honesty.
Love
correct.
is
Love
truth.
is truth.
Love is truth.
Yeah.
Love is compassion. Love is forgiving. We found so many synonyms for love during the session today. I really admire that. And as we continue to celebrate Swami's mission, his message and his love on this most auspicious day of Guru Poornima, we give our gratitude to those expressing love to our sponsors, without whom none of this would be possible. Thank you so much to Xtra Foods, S Pharmaceuticals, Lena's Hardware, Jaglal Auto Traders, the Dental Lounge, Medical Hub, and Chatak Food Products and the Little Store. Enjoy another bhajan, and we'll be right back.
बोलो बाबा की जय साईं बाबा की जय 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 ओ शिरडी बाबा की जय परती बाबा की जय परती बाबा की जय ओ शिरडी युग में राम रूप द्वापर में कृष्ण कनाई त्रेता युग में राम रूप द्वापर में कृष्ण कनाई कलयुग में साई शक्ति जद चेतन में है समाई कलयुग में साई शक्ति चेतन में है समाई हर अवतारों में रूप तेरा साई कन कन में तू समाया हर अवतारों में रूप तेरा साई कन कन में तू समाया शांतिवासी साई शंकर तेरी अद्भुत माया प्रशांतिवासी साई शंकर तेरी अद्भुत माया बोलो बाबा की जय साई बाबा की जय बोलो बाबा की जय साई बाबा की जय ओ शिरडी बाबा की जय पति बाबा की जय बोलो बाबा की जय साई बाबा की जय बोलो बाबा की जय साई बाबा की जय त्रेता युग में राम रूप द्वापर में कृष्ण कनाई त्रेता युग में राम रूप द्वापर में कृष्ण कनाई कलयुग में साई शक्ति जद चेतन है समाई कलयुग में साई शक्ति चेतन है समाई हर अवतारों में रूप तेरा साई कन कन में तू समाया प्रशांतिवासी साई शंकर तेरी अद्भुत माया बोलो बाबा की जय साई बाबा की जय बोलो बाबा की जय साई बाबा की जय बोलो बाबा की जय साई बाबा की जय साई बाबा
His message, his mission, his love, our Swami. Several lessons await us in this odd journey called life. And Swami keeps challenging us at the next higher level every single time. However, when we take one step, he holds our hand and propels us forward. When we aspire to emulate his example of striking a balance between love and discipline, the world gets to experience him through us. Swami would often say, don't talk about him. When the world would look at you, they should say, this child is different. This person is different. And then they would automatically be inspired to say, hey, are you from Sai Baba? Our walk, our talk, and our action should automatically reflect an image that the world should identify you as Sai's.
Wow. I mean, that is truly a wonderful goal. You know, it's something that we really would want to aspire to. And I mean, of course, first of all, I need to thank Swami for actually being here today, because before coming here today, I thought to myself, you know, how come, why me? You know, how come I am here today? And I have grown accustomed to understanding and living that it is with nothing happens without his will, you know, and this is all part of, I see it as my progress and Swami's love for me, that he keeps pulling me back to introspect, to research, to look, to mull over the messages, to remind yourself that hey, I'm seeing you, I want you, you are in my fold, and you need to do this today, and you need to do that tomorrow. And he keeps that love, and he keeps tugging at that string to keep you in line, you know. And eventually, I hope that it really and truly, at the end of this journey, however long or far it goes, that I myself do become that, as you say, you know, someone can look at me and say, are you from Sai? Or are you, you know, how are you like this? Or just the way you are gives people that belief that God exists and God
That
is
you are
there.
an embodiment.
And you are embodied, you know, and that love exists. And this love can be yours too, you know. It is there. It is for any one of us to tap into, you know. It's free. And it's just right for the picking. So it's up to us now to carry forth, take this love, spread this love, and live Swami's messages.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's completely right, because I think most of us of this generation were kind of born into Sai at this point, right? So
Yeah.
his teachings resonate with us, right? And I think it's guiding us. It's always guiding us. Well, at least me, it is, right? And I think that comes with a responsibility on all of us, that we live these principles in our daily life, and we serve humanity with that humility and selflessness that Baba, you know, did himself. If I had one wish for all of us, and even our listeners who, you know, have lovingly joined with us today, it would be, you know, as we strive to walk this path with Sai, let us carry forward Swami's message of love all, serve all, with sincerity and devotion. May his teachings continue to guide us, uplift us, and inspire us to cultivate compassion, kindness, and really make a difference in the life of others. So as you said, Navin, that we are identified as Swami's instruments, not as Yogita, Vishal, Navin,
You know,
Chala,
yeah.
but as those instruments of divine love.
Think how wonderful that would actually be, you know, when that day comes.
Yeah.
And that's something this country needs. This country needs a lot more love. So, I mean, thank you guys for sharing your final thoughts. Before I share mine, I want to circle back to where we started. And that was, how did you sort of get to know Sai? And my late grandmother on my mother's side, she ran a little mini mart, I would say.
Do you mean your Nani?
Okay, thank you. Yes. So she ran a little mini mart in Kunupia, and someone came to her and, you know, was speaking about, this is before there was Sai centers. This was before there was a Sai mission in Trinidad and Tobago. This was the start of the foundation of Sai in Trinidad. And she was in the parlor, as we would say, and someone came and was like, you know, there's a healer, a miracle man, a man of miracles, a Swami in India who's performing miracles. And Pandit Krishna of Karani, he just came back from India, and lingam was materialized from this man or whatever. But back in the day, there were no TVs, there weren't videos, there weren't YouTube clips that you could just Google and see who Swami was. Nor was he described to my grandmother. And she went to bed that night, and she dreamt of this smell, this flowery smell, and she envisioned a man in an orange robe with big hair. And within the next month or within the next couple of weeks, someone came, same guy who visited her, and brought a small picture of Baba that came back from India, from the same Pandit himself. And she was like, who is this guy? I dreamt this guy. This guy was in my dreams, you know? And ever since then, it has always been, you know, an entire generation. My mom was born into it. She at an early age, maybe not born, but at a very young Bal Vikas age, started going satsangs up and down this entire country with people like Suraj Rambachan and Uncle Chailu and so many popular names that helped to build the Sai Foundation in Trinidad and Tobago. And I think of what a legacy that was for me, having someone from my family who was able to envision Swami before Swami was a thing, you know? And I told myself, there's no way, as Sundar would have spoken about in his message, there's no way I would let Swami leave me. You know, there's people who, you know, might start coming satsang, stop coming satsang, take some breaks. Nothing is wrong with that. But I've made it my goal to never let Swami leave me. And I think that having that as a goal allows me to express love in so many different ways. Because I think when you remember him constantly, those of you here would know, planning satsangs is probably one of my favorite things to do. So
Planning is your favorite thing.
It is one of my favorite things. So when one satsang ends, I'm thinking about, you know, how can we move forward with more events, more exciting projects for the young adults. And having him at the back of my mind constantly always just, you know, makes me just want to live that love. And as Shala would have said, you know, sometimes we make slip-ups, we make mistakes, but then you remember that he is there, and you experience him once again, and you fall back in love.
Yes.
You know, so it's a cycle. We're only human. My final thought to everyone is that if you can't spread love 24/7, just don't spread hurt. Don't spread pain. You know.
Yes.
There's a huge difference between always being perky, happy. That's impossible. It's humanly impossible. We have emotions. Just don't spread hurt to anyone. And that in itself is not spreading, you know, any sort of ill will to society. It's just spreading love.
Yeah.
The absence of hurt, the absence of pain.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing that. Over the past few years, my personal mission with Swami has been to ensure that I feel him within me more than anything else. You know, I can seriously remember so many years ago now, and you probably remember as well, Vishal, you're probably there, sitting at the Sai Center when Baba's physical body had passed, and we were a complete mess. And I remember being so torn up over that. And in that moment, I sat in the hall. It was a very early morning. We were all in tears.
It was Easter Sunday.
Yes,
It was Easter Sunday.
we were all so broken by this. And in that moment, I looked up and I had this special moment with Swami, and I said, Swami, what I'm feeling now, I do not want to feel for the rest of my life. This pain, this agony, it is so painful. It feels like a parent has passed. And I said, why am I so attached to your physical form? And it's very simple, because just like Vishal, most of us had a grandparent story who really brought Swami into our lives. And growing up being so attached to the physical form, I found myself saying that I need to feel you within me more than anything else. So from then to now, that has been my personal mission, and I have to say that I have a really broken ground in that area. And I've gotten to the point where anywhere I go, in any environment, in any circumstance, whether I am in a Sai type of environment with my Sai brothers and sisters, or talking about Swami, or if I'm in a very different situation, I still feel Sai within me.
That's
so
amazing.
I walk with Sai, and I know sometimes I'm traveling and I say, Baba, come sit next to me on this plane because you need to be right here and hold my hand. And I kid you not, I feel him. It's like having your personal best friend just moving with you everywhere that you go. So Sai has become a part of me, and more that is my mission, to feel him within me and to share that feeling with those around me, like you. So thank you all for joining us today with love, humility, and reverence. We really offer ourselves at the divine lotus feet of our Bhagavan, Sri Satya Sai Baba. Manasa bhajare Guru Charanam, Dusara Bhavasagar Taranam. Worshipping in the mind, the Guru's feet, it will take you across this dangerous sea of life. This is the most important message Swami could have given to us. We are indeed fortunate to have this opportunity to experience the love, the compassion of our divine Guru. As we celebrate 99 years of Satya Sai, let us aspire to become ambassadors of Sai by becoming beacons of love and service. Let us be lamps of love, shining day by day with added luster, illuminating every path that we tread, spreading joy and love with everyone. On behalf of the Thank You Swami team, we wish to express our heartfelt thanks to all who've made today's offering possible. Our sponsors Xtra Foods, S Pharmaceuticals, Jaglal Auto Traders, Lena's Hardware, the Dental Lounge, Medical Hub, and Chatak Food Products, and the Little Store. We thank you all, our listeners and viewers, for being part of this journey with us. And finally, oh Swami, how can we thank you? We are so blessed to have the opportunity to bask in this love, your grace, and celebrate your love and teachings. We aspire to make our lives your message. Thank you, Swami. We love you. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samarashak Bhakta Jana Samarashak Pari Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Shashi Vadana Shri Sarva Pranapati Swami Sarva Pranapati Asvita Kalpalatika Asvita Kalpalatika Apar Madhava Om Jai Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Guru Deva Mariyantayuneve Swami Mariyantayuneve Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nagendra Shayana Om Jai Jagadish Hare Omkar Rupa Ojasvi Om Sai Mahadeva Satya Sai Mahadeva Mangala Arati Anduku Mangala Arati Anduku Mangala Giridhari Om Jai Jagadish Hare Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Bolo Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Bolo Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Jai Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva Shanti 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 Jai Bolo Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba Ji ki Jai